is John Cola with GrowingYourGreens.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and it's mostly exciting for me because I'm with my beautiful girlfriend Lauren here, and we're going to give you guys an update, 60-day update of the AeroGarden 7 LED I got for her during December for Christmas time. And basically, it looks like it's doing quite well. So, Lauren, how has the AeroGarden 7 LED been working for you?
Oh, it's been working really, really well. As you can see, I have an abundance of herbs now. The basil's been doing amazingly well, and so is the dill, and the cilantro's doing alright. The mint is doing okay, and the parsley's not doing so hot. But in general, I'm very happy with it, and I've been able to use my herbs a lot and still have an abundance of them. So
awesome, awesome. So tell my viewers out there, that may have black thumbs or blue thumbs if you hit a hammer with them or on it. Do you think they could grow with the AeroGarden 7?
Yes, it's very, very simple. The lights just literally come on and start blinking really bright when you need to give it water or nutrients, so I never have to worry about thinking about it on my own. So yeah, it's very, very easy if you just follow what to do. So I would recommend it for someone that's inexperienced with this kind of stuff.
Absolutely, I would totally recommend it for somebody that's never gardened before, because it gets your foot in the door, gets your feet wet, starting to grow. So now she's excited, like I am, maybe not quite as excited yet, about growing food because she's been successful at it. And I mean, I don't necessarily recommend this for you guys that are expert gardeners. You guys might be watching this for fun. But, this is really meant, in my opinion, for beginners, or maybe if you want to grow indoors in the wintertime and you can't grow outdoors. This is a good kind of substitute to get your garden fix in, you know what I mean? Because I get some Jones in sometimes. Well, I get to garden outside, but now when I'm visiting Lauren, actually, we got some fresh herbage, herbage growing on. All right, Lauren, so do you think anybody from like 5 years old to 105 years old could grow in one of these, and would you have any tips for them?
Yes, I believe anyone can be successful at growing herbs in an AeroGarden, and tips I would have for them, I suppose you recommend that, we, refill the water before the light comes on for, so the plants are more successful. And we also add in sea minerals every couple of weeks or so, just a little bit, to hopefully have more, success with the herbs. But, other than that, I'm sure you have, other things to recommend, maybe?
All right, Lauren, so tell me the extent of what you've done. My viewers know that you've actually just, added the nutrients, added the water, and added the sea minerals to the reservoir, but what else have you done to take care of your own little baby plants now?
I make sure that I'm raising the lights, because every couple of days the plants start hitting the light and getting crouched, and then they start to burn. so I've been raising the lights every few days because they've been growing so fast, so they start touching the light again after every 3 days or so, and I have to raise it again or prune.
So let's talk about pruning, right? How often do you prune, and what do you do with the prunings?
Well, I prune probably almost every night because I use the basil a lot in my dinners, and I use the dill a lot in my juices, so I probably prune every day. So
now that you've been growing your own herbs, Lauren, let's talk about the difference between like homegrown herbs that you grow yourself and store-bought herbs.
Well, I've really, really enjoyed these because I've always wanted to have an abundance of basil around, and I'm always running out of basil, and every time I bought basil in the past, I'd buy like a basil plant and it wouldn't last very long, and this has been very successful. So I've really, really been enjoying the basil and the dill. I'm using those the most because they're growing the best. But the cilantro and the parsley, I still continue to buy those because I probably use this much cilantro in like day. So I use a lot more cilantro than that. And same with the parsley. Plus the parsley hasn't been really growing, I think, probably because the dill and the basil are taking over. But I can replace, well, hopefully I'll be able to replace that with something more advantageous one of these days.
Wow, she's already starting to talk like me, guys. So Lauren, tell us how much money you've saved by growing your own herbs instead of having to buy them at the store.
I've probably saved anywhere from $15 to $20 with the amount of basil that I've used these past couple of months. Yeah, and just these past couple of months, I've used a lot of dill and a lot of basil. Probably about $15 to $20 worth of them.
Awesome. So I know some of you guys out there and be mathematicians or even math magicians and be doing the numbers. John, that AeroGarden that you bought for Lauren there cost you about $130 because I know you got a good deal on sale. And she's only grown $15 to $20 worth of stuff. So you're at a negative deficit of like $95 that now you're out $95 and she hasn't had that much food yet, you know? But just think about it. We're only 60 days in another 60 days she might have $30 to $40 worth of produce, and you know, over time she's going to be able to grow more and more produce up to the point where basically we get the return on the investment, and now we're making money, right? And this may not happen too soon. I've invested lots of money into my garden, and finally after years I'm getting paid back because, you know, all the produce that I've eaten from my garden after I make the initial investment of, you know, building it, infrastructure, watering systems, you know, I'm now able to reap the harvest. You know, when businesses start, restaurants start, or whatever, man, they gotta build out the building, they gotta buy all the equipment, and they don't make profit for a couple of years, right? And that's how it is with gardening, whether you're buying an AeroGarden, which is probably not the best investment to make. If you're trying to like make your money back real quick, a better investment would be like a raised bed garden made out of 2x4s that you know, get at Home Depot and fill with some good soil, some rock dust, worm castings, and all that good stuff. A lot easier to pay that one back in one season, just growing some tomatoes that are choice, you know. But even so, in the AeroGarden, you know, you will make your money back over time, and you'll start becoming a producer instead of consumer. That's one of the things that I want you guys to do. You know, now Lauren no longer has to have on her shopping list ever basil or the dill again, because she has it here growing at her fingertips, and even if she cuts it, right, it keeps growing. So it's like literally like money does grow on trees when you're growing your own herbs, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I want you guys to be producers instead of consumers in this consumerism society. So Lauren, any last comments you have for my viewers out there that are considering buying or using an AeroGarden?
It's really, really easy, and I would definitely recommend it for people that don't have a lot of experience growing herbs and want to be successful, because it is super, super easy.
Yeah, definitely want to say, you know, definitely best for people that are inexperienced, haven't grown anything before, to try it and to get your feet wet. You know, we will be moving Lauren up after this really easy experience that she's proven to me that she can take care of some plants by following the dummy lights that go on, and we're going to set her up with an outdoor garden in a containers next. So be sure to subscribe if you're not already to my channel to see an episode where we get her set up and she sets herself up with growing in some self-water containers out on her patio to even further the food that she grows, so she could take those off her shopping list as well. So what I thought I'd do for you guys today is actually make a recipe with Lauren, because this is her garden and I'm at her place, and so she's gonna make for me, and maybe for you guys too if you guys are here, a soup. So Lauren, what kind of soup are we making using some of the herbs at your AeroGarden?
We will be making a pizza soup with the basil and pizza seasoning.
Awesome, that sounds super delicious. So I'm kind of hungry, so let's actually get started, move into the kitchen, and share with you guys this recipe today. Alright, so I'm having herb withdrawal symptoms here, visiting Lauren and not being actually at my garden. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I would harvest her herbs and pick out all the greens and the basil that we need to use tonight in the dinner that she's making, while she's actually getting ready and preparing the other ingredients in the kitchen. So I just basically have some little scissors that she uses to harvest. Get some nice, you know, sharp scissors, and just got a bowl to put everything in. And basically what I'm going to do, this is very important actually, is pruning or harvesting. You want to harvest appropriately, because if you don't harvest appropriately, you're not going to get successful growth. And looking at this, you know, she's actually done a lot of the harvesting and pruning properly, and a few things are getting past her. So one of the things I want to talk about real quick is right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but right now, right here, this guy is actually starting to flower. So flowers on basil are your enemy. You do not want your herbs to be flowering, because when they go to flower, they stop producing the massive leafage. Now, of course, there's some herbs that you do want to go to flower. We do not want these to go to flower, because we want to, you know, be eating the nice, delicious greens from these herbs and not have it and prevent it from going to flower. Now, instead of just harvesting the flower and chucking them or composting them, we're going to eat these guys, because yes, they are quite edible and quite good. So they're going to go in to our dinner tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and find a few other places that are flowering here. Oh, this is a really good example for you guys. Let me go ahead and do a close-up to show you guys actually how to prune this right here. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a close-up on pruning this, and this is a really good example here of what you need to do when pruning in your AeroGarden. So if you guys look closely, right, if you look at this one, this is a flower bud starting to form on the basil, which is not desirable. And what we want to do is, we could go ahead and move this back for you guys to see the side shot. As you guys can see, the flower bud is coming out the top there. Like there's like a little joint here. Say like this is the head, like your head, and these are your two arms coming out. We want to keep the arms but remove the head. It's like the Hydra, right? We're going to remove the head. So if we come right here and carefully snip, you guys see we remove the head, but now the two arms are growing out. Now what this is going to do, this is going to encourage the plant to now put energy into here and grow more leafage instead of flowerage. So yeah, I'm going to go around and basically prune all the different nodes to make sure I get all the flowers plus some leaves that we'll be able to eat for dinner. As you guys can see, got done harvesting a nice sized bowl of all the delicious basil. And before I give these to Lauren in the kitchen, I thought I'd help her out here. You know, she's basically just been adding water, moving the little light thing up, and not much else. And what's happening is this dill thing, it's getting so tall, and unlike the basil that it can easily support itself, this is kind of falling over. So it's not too good. So what I thought I'd do is make a trellis system, or kind of a support. And what we're going to use today for the support are basically something that you get free. Chopsticks. So chopsticks are going to make an instant trellis or support, plus these produce ties that we rescued off some kale we just bought. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap this tie around the chopstick, and we're going to basically make like a little tomato cage, for lack of a better word, for the dill. Alright, so this is what we got so far. It doesn't look like much, but let's go ahead and basically we're going to go ahead and make this into like a little square, and then tie this guy around, and basically have the dill coming up from the middle, and this is going to basically hold it up. So let's see if I can get this guy onto the dill. Alright, so I got the chopsticks going in to where the dill is growing out of, and it looks like it's holding it fairly well. It might need another kind of like plastic tie to maybe secure it a little bit better in the future, but it looks like at least it's standing up on its own for now, and more importantly, maybe allowing the parsley to get a little bit more of the light so that it could grow a little bit bigger. What I'm going to do next is go ahead and take the basil over to Lauren, who's been working in the kitchen to get all the different items prepared for the dinner, so that we can share with you guys how she's going to make it, and then we're going to get to enjoy it. So now I'm in the kitchen with Lauren, who's been getting some of the ingredients ready for our soup, and I know what you guys might be thinking, John, you're making a pizza soup? What? What's that? Like, why are you making a pizza soup, man? Why don't you just make a pizza? Well, so Lauren and I are both, we eat lactose-free and gluten-free, and so if you don't eat the bread, you don't eat the cheese, then that means we're going to eat a soup. And so we're going to eat a soup made out of lots of fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. And this is going to be super delicious. and I can't wait to start making it with her and eating it. So Lauren, do you have any comments about the pizza soup we'll be making tonight?
I think it's going to be really good. I have to say this is not really my recipe 100%. I have been using sauerkraut and miso in a lot of my recipes thanks to John Kohler. So, yeah, that's it.
Alright, thank you, Lauren. So let's go ahead and have Lauren go over all the different ingredients in the soup today.
Alright, so in the soup we have 7 giant red bell peppers. We're going to juice with a serrano pepper, just put them through the juicer, and then we're going to blend that juice with maybe some tomatoes, sauerkraut and miso, and pizza seasoning, and maybe a little bit of basil. And John's probably going to blend his soup with an avocado. And then we're going to put in, that's going to be our soup base, and then we're going to add this other stuff to the bowl. We're going to add in zucchini noodles, chopped up broccoli slaw, green onions, cilantro, some chopped up green beans, and shiitake mushrooms. Oh, and this is dehydrated bell peppers and tomatoes, and we're going to blend that in with the soup base as well to make it a little bit thicker. And that's basically it.
Alright, now I'm going to sneak up on Lauren. She's making the first part of the recipe. Lauren, what are you doing over here?
I am juicing the bell peppers, and all I have to do is just chop up the bell peppers like so they fit through the Kuvings juicer here, and just stick them in the feed chute. And I'm also juicing the serrano pepper.
Alright. Great, yeah, as you guys can see, it takes a lot of peppers, and this is why you guys might think, John, why do you grow so much stuff? Because we really go through a lot of produce, instead of buying a soup stock or something at the store to make a soup, right? I want to encourage you guys to make your foods fresh at home out of things out of the garden, so in the summertime, I would actually use all my peppers and juice them, or use my tomatoes and juice them to make a soup base, right? A nutrient-dense soup base. It's very important to get these fruits and vegetables in us, and that's why I grow them, so that I can eat them. And it takes a lot of peppers to make some juice. We have some nice size organic peppers from Whole Foods today, and so it takes about 4 of them to make like 32 ounces of juice. So we'll probably make about 48 ounces of juice as our soup base. So we're removing all the fiber, and we're going to have the delicious juice that's basically the water plus the nutrients of all the peppers as our soup base. Alright, so while Lauren's working on the soup base, I'm going to be also helping out in the kitchen. And I want to encourage you guys out there that, many of your guys' wives or partners are slaving away in the kitchen while you're doing other stuff. Help your woman out in the kitchen sometimes. It'll score you extra brownie points that later in the night you'll get to redeem, if you know what I mean. While she's making the soup base, I'm actually going to start spiralizing. So let me go ahead and show you guys how to spiralize zucchini, because this is one of the ways that I use a lot of my zucchini during the season to basically get it into me and using the zucchini in a fun and interesting way. So what I'm going to do now is actually use this little tool here called the Veggetti. There's many different ones on Amazon for like about 10 bucks, or if you want to get more serious, you can get a spiral slicer, and I would recommend the Spiral Fix spiral slicer. That's one of the better ones, but basically it allows you to take a zucchini and turn them into pasta-like noodles. This is especially important if you eat gluten-free like we do. So how it works is very simply, you take the zucchini, you put it in the side you want. So this has the small noodles and this has the large noodles. We're just going to basically hold this over the bowl. So I'm just basically making the noodles right into the bowl, and we're basically just spinning the zucchini, and as I'm spinning it, it's just making these long continuous noodles coming out. And so I'll basically spiralize or turn half the zucchini into noodles for Lauren's bowl, and then we're gonna go over to the other bowl and finish up and make a bunch of noodles for mine. And check it out, this is why these are not just shreds, these are noodles. We could pick this up and look at how long that is. These are some nice noodles that Lauren loves to spin around and twizzle on her fork. Alright, so I got those noodles made, and we're starting to add the fixins to the soup. So this is all the things inside the soup, and we've already added the zucchini and some of the tomatoes. And Lauren, what else are you going to be adding to the soup here?
So I'm going to be adding the basil from my AeroGarden, and the green onions, like so.
Now, do you need to use all these ingredients, and do we always use these same ingredients all the time?
No, we don't have any measurements for anything. Usually our dinners are different every night, and we just add whatever we want and however much we feel like eating. So there's no measurements, and we just add whatever we want. So feel free to do whatever you want with this recipe and add, you know, whatever additional things you think would be good. Alright, and now we're adding the shiitakes into the soup fixins. The cilantro, some broccoli slaw.
Now, what is broccoli slaw?
This broccoli slaw is from Trader Joe's, and it's basically just broccoli and carrots.
It's broccoli stems that's been shredded up in carrots.
Yeah, broccoli stems, and then chopped green beans.
Alright, so there's all the delicious fixings that are making up the chunkiness in our soup. And next, we're going to go ahead and work on the soup itself. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and make the soup using the stock that Lauren made in the juicer. We're just going to go ahead and pour some of this into the Vitamix. I like to pour maybe like about half in now, and then I'll pour half in later near the end of blending, so we don't have to blend all of it. And basically these are the ingredients that I'm going to add in to make my soup. So first, of course, we have some home-dried peppers and tomatoes. And I like to just go ahead and take the dried tomato here and get a scoop of this miso. Now the miso is a fermented food. It adds a little bit of salty flavor, but also some beneficial probiotics. I'm going to go ahead and put in the rest of all the dried peppers and tomatoes into the mixture. What this will do is this will actually do two things. Number one, it'll make a thicker soup, because I don't like a soup that's like a watery consistency. I want it nice and rich and creamy. This will add some texture, but more importantly, because we basically have now concentrated the flavors in the dried food, it also makes the flavors pop and really taste really good, you know, much like, you know, stewed tomatoes or something. Of course, we're going to go ahead and add 1 clove of garlic and some of that fresh basil harvested from Lauren's AeroGarden. Next, we're going to go ahead and add some sauerkraut. Now I'm using some store-bought raw sauerkraut. Normally I would use my own homemade sauerkraut that I make myself at home. So it's the best we could do. And next we're going to go ahead and add 1 avocado. So basically just go ahead and add the avocado. Now the avocado will add some healthy fats for you, and avocado contains no cholesterol. It's also going to act and make this recipe nice and creamy and even more delicious. Alright, let's go ahead and put the last bit of the avocado in there. And of course, pizza soup would not be a pizza soup without the pizza seasoning. So we have organic pizza seasoning that we get in bulk at the Whole Foods. You could also just buy pizza seasoning. So we're going to go ahead and just dump liberally a whole bunch of the pizza seasoning in here. Whoop, a little bit too much. That'll give us the nice pizza flavor that I'm looking for. Alright, next step is to go ahead and blend. So we got this in, and we're just going to go ahead and blend this guy up. Alright, so we just got this guy blended up. Nice, whoa, thick and creamy there. We're going to go ahead and add the rest of the soup there. Now I like to hold some aside because, you know, what people don't understand is that the blender, I mean the Vitamix runs at over 200 miles per hour, and it's really rapidly oxidizing the food you put in there. You know, one of my goals is to eat the highest quality food that's minimally oxidized. So while we do need some liquids to blend, I want to add in a lot of it afterwards so that it doesn't get blended, so it actually has more nutrition in there for me to eat. So next thing we're doing, we're going to go ahead and take this big container of soup, and we're going to go ahead and throw that in to all the fixings inside. Alright, we're going to stir it up, and we'll have a first shot and sample for you guys. Whoa. Wow, tastes like pizza to me. Alright, so now we're all done preparing the food and we're ready to sit down and eat some dinner finally tonight. Now I know you guys might be thinking, John, that's a lot of work, man. I'd rather go to McDonald's and buy a fast food hamburger than slave in the kitchen. Well, you know, one of the things I'm really grateful about is actually Lauren appreciates good food as I do, and we want to eat a whole natural foods diet. You know, we don't want to eat processed foods. All those foods have genetically modified organisms or GMOs and, you know, toxic pesticides and chemicals and preservatives. And I want to encourage you guys to take the time to invest in your health and to invest in making foods that's going to feed and nourish your body instead of just grabbing something that's quick and easy, because that's probably not going to nourish your body as well as something homemade and fresh like we do. Another thing I really appreciate about Lauren is that one of the things we like to do together is prepare food in the kitchen. And no matter what you guys like doing, whether that's garden, preparing food, you know, all these have to do with creating food security and you being in charge of the food that you're eating instead of simply the grocery store. So Lauren, do you have any last comments you want to share with my viewers out there tonight about the AeroGarden, growing food, preparing food together, you know, or anything?
I love my AeroGarden. I'm looking forward to enjoying this soup with my basil from my AeroGarden, and yeah, it's gonna be great. So bon appetit! Alright,
well, we're going to get going, eat some dinner now, but be sure to subscribe to my channel. If you like this video with the AeroGarden update, but more importantly with the recipe, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know. I make recipes every single day of my life because I eat truly what I grow, and I eat a, you know, natural diet. You know, I don't buy processed prepared foods, and I have a lot of different recipes, and every night is just a little bit different. And I'd love to start sharing with you sharing the recipes with you guys if you guys want to see them and want to know more how to prepare all the different foods that I grow in my garden. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We got to get eating. Once again, my name is John Kohler with GrowingYourGreens.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, keep on growing.